Good morning, friends, and welcome to Thursday's Bible reflection here in the Moneyray Church in Mance. I'd like to share just a little more from Luke's Gospel this morning, but this time from chapter 9, and it's verses 18 to 20, Peter's declaration about Jesus. One day, Jesus left the crowds to pray alone. Only his disciples were with him, and he asked them, "Who do people say I am?" "Well," they replied, "some say John the Baptist, some say Elijah, and others say you are one of the other ancient prophets risen from the dead." Then he asked them, "Who do you say I am?" Peter replied, "You are the Messiah, sent from God." Well, we give thanks to God for our verses from Scripture. May God add his blessing to our hearing of his word. That question, who do we think Christ is, still remains the most important and fundamental questions that can be placed before us. If we think Christ is simply a great teacher, then why would we follow his teachings over those of any other great teacher? Why wouldn't we instead follow the teachings of a Socrates by comparison? If we think Christ is simply a great prophet, then why would we listen to his prophecy, his word, any more than other prophets, such as, for example, Isaiah? If we think that Christ was simply chosen by God to be special, then the same question applies. Why would we give that sense of uniqueness any greater emphasis than that, say, of David of the Old Testament? Christ, of course, was chosen, and he was and is, of course, a great teacher and prophet. All of those things are necessary but not sufficient answers to the question, what think we of Christ? Something else here is critical. For as Christians, we make a further affirmation that Jesus Christ was also Son of the living God. In him, God was met. Through him, God spoke. By him, we encountered the divine. It is the divinity of Christ which, above all, privileges him in our understanding of the Christian faith. And I would ask us this morning to hang on to that understanding, never to forget that Christ is, above all, God's very Son. And it is the incarnation which requires us, above all, to be attentive to his word, his life, his mission, his ministry, and his message. Dear friends, this morning, this is my message for this morning. Remember the incarnation. Remember that Christ is God's Son. And if you hang on to that understanding, then all of us, I believe, will try even harder to be attentive to the word he gives us. Dear friends, have a really good day, and do once more, please come to join us tomorrow in the Moneyray non-subscribing Presbyterian Church, and who knows, if the weather is good tomorrow, myself and Jess, who I think has just arrived, will be out in the garden to greet you. Thank you for being with us, and God bless you all. Amen.